Hey folks, let's go over some fun facts about the city of Darmstadt. First off, do you know that in German the word Darm means colon? Neat! And finally, did you know that like many German cities, Darmstadt has an active tram network? Isn't that such a cool fact, Hamburg, that they have a tram network? Huh? Oh, I love an expansive modern tram network. Good old trams. Sleek, modern, efficient, electric. Oh, that doesn't seem to be a tram at all. This is the Feuriger Elias, and it's a beautiful historic steam train here in Darmstadt that runs on active meter gauge tram tracks. That's right, this steamer runs in between active modern trams, shuttling weekend commuters out and about Darmstadt. There's a lot to unpack here. Why does it exist? Why is it able to do this? And does it in fact go chugga chugga and or choo choo? Well, as I get on board and get my ticket punched, let's answer all of this.
Jetzt geht's los.
There it is. I really love the little whistle on this thing. Steam locomotive number 7 here was built in 1919 by the Henschel & Son Locomotive Works in Kassel, and was actually meant for even smaller narrow gauge operation. That's an intended 900mm track width, by the way. The current Darmstadt gauge is a meter gauge, meaning a flat 1000mm, which meant that the engine had to be converted later in life. For comparison around the globe, standard gauge trains and trams run on track that's 1435mm from rail to rail, and that's not even as big as you can get. Looking at you, San Francisco. Rambling about numbers and that foamer crap aside, like most steam engines, this one was eventually retired and meant for scrapping, until it wasn't. It was saved by a railway engineer named Rudolf Lengelot, and now survives in a collection of the Darmstadt Tram Museum. One of my favorite things about railway preservation in Germany is a seemingly large number of historic trains that get to run active mainline or branch lines. Some good examples of this are the Moor Express near where I live in Stade, historic S-Bahn trains in Hamburg when they pull those out, and even some of those narrow gauge lines in the Harz Mountains, which even list the steam power trains specifically on the schedule among the normal regional trains. However, the Darmstadt Tram Museum managed to get permission to run their little steam engine on the actual active tram network in Darmstadt for like 99% of its trip anyways.
It's even clean cold.
On the day my friend Frank and I were traveling around the city, we caught the steam train from the Darmstadt Kongresscentrum stop, which certainly felt like a bus stop with tram tracks in front of it. Also, apparently on Sundays the stop gets no regular tram service whatsoever. Some tram lines in Darmstadt just don't run on the weekends, and my thoughts on whether or not that's actually good or not for the local residents aside, that means that there's some available wiggle room to bring in a steam train, let people board, manually let people buy paper tickets, and of course, let people do photography. Yum. From there, at 11:30 a.m. on the dot, we set off across town to the former train depot at Bremerhaven. I'd ridden on steam trains before, in particular on a trip to Colorado as a kid, and there's just something so wild to me about riding one through a busy city center. You get that smoke smell and whistles here and there, and yet, instead of crossing through the countryside, you're sharing tracks with active modern trams and even pedestrians. Passing through a crowded historic German city center, we crossed over the Autobahn at a few points and even had to stop at traffic lights. That's a first for me, a steam train stopped at a traffic light. Granted, the nice part about our route is that none of it was mixed traffic with cars, so we really didn't have to worry about being held up much. And thanks to that Sunday schedule, our train was able to go full steam ahead to Goisham with no stops. I guess we were running as an express service. It was just delightful. I don't know, there's something both weird and wonderful about going on a train like this, riding these beautifully maintained, if a little city carriages, and then once we reach the turnaround shed, which is the one dedicated part of the route, a full, couple dozen meters of it, getting to step off and enjoy some pastries and coffee. Kind of feels like a postcard perfect version of how Central Europe is often talked about in North American media. And you know, Germany isn't a perfect place. Our national rail operator seems to be in the news every few weeks for some concerning reason, and my first video on this channel was literally a list of complaints about a Hamburg S-Bahn line, so don't take it lightly when I say my 12 euro round trip ticket on the Feuriger Elias was well worth the price. They operate some other routes as well at other points in the year with this same little engine car consist, and tickets are of course cheaper for children. Also, the merch stand they had at the train shed was really neat. I even bought some literature, which helped me in doing some basic research for this video.
I got to ride a steam train, I got to see them put coal and water in it, I got some literature. It's a good day.
Do note that the steam train is not wheelchair accessible, boarding is not level, you have to buy a ticket on board and can't get one online, at least to my knowledge, and operating times may vary depending on what day you plan on catching it, so definitely check online for the schedule before you plan a trip to Darmstadt. Also of note, the staff from the museum were really fantastic and also didn't mind me getting shots of them refilling the engine with water. I love that it's so small that coal bunkers can be refilled with handheld buckets. It's kind of adorable. So yeah, that's it for my trip report on this little steam train in Darmstadt. Less over the top than my usual fare, I know, but you know, sometimes it's okay to just enjoy things and gush about them. Let me heal my inner child, damn it. So now, let's answer a viewer question. And today's question, posted by my spouse on my old gaming channel, is, "Hey Jamie, so no more gaming videos?" Funny thing, you might be familiar with me, you've seen my old gaming channel Stuff We Play. Yeah, you see, I did videos like the Art of Failure series and a bunch of old console buying guides. However, now I not only live in Germany, but also work for a video game company here. And I still love video games, especially retro games. I mean, look at this. I literally just recently got a Commodore 64. Thanks, Frank. But you know, since I also have a bit more free time again, I've decided to use my hobby as time to focus on other things. Stuff like board games, playing with my cat, model railroading, taking photos of trains, making videos about trains. Oh crap, maybe I really am a foamer.